A curious disciple once approached his wise master with a question that had long been troubling his thoughts. "Master," he asked earnestly, "what do people really need in order to be happy?" The master paused for a moment, then looked deeply into the disciple's eyes and responded with a question of his own. "What do you think?" The disciple took a brief moment to reflect and answered, "Well, I believe that if a person has their basic needs met, if they have enough food and water, a roof over their head, a stable job, and a sense of security, then surely that person must be happy." The master nodded silently, without affirming or denying the answer. Instead, he gently gestured for the disciple to follow him. "Come," he said, "let's take a walk." They walked quietly for a while until they reached an old wooden door. The master stopped and said, "Open this." The disciple opened the door slowly, and before him appeared a chicken coop. Inside it were dozens of chickens, all confined in large cages, clucking and moving restlessly. The disciple looked at the scene in confusion. "Master, why are you showing me this?" he asked. The master began asking a series of questions. "Do these chickens get food every day?" "Yes," the disciple replied. "Do they have a shelter, a place to stay protected?" "Yes," he nodded again. "Are they safe from predators like dogs or cats?" "They are," the disciple said. "And do they lay eggs regularly?" "Yes, they do," the disciple confirmed. The master then leaned closer and asked, "Do you think they're happy?" The disciple paused. He observed the chickens closely. They had food, shelter, and safety, everything he had just described as essential for happiness, and yet something felt missing. He didn't know how to answer. The master saw his hesitation and said, "Come, let's go somewhere else." They walked once more. This time the path led them to a wide, open field bathed in golden sunlight. In this vast space, chickens roamed freely. They weren't enclosed. No one was feeding them. They scratched the earth, pecked for food, fluttered their wings, and played with one another. "Now," the master asked, "do these chickens look happy to you?" The disciple looked around. The chickens were not in cages. They were living in nature, hunting for food, facing the wild, and yet they seemed healthier, more alive. He replied hesitantly but sincerely, "Perhaps, yes, they do." The master smiled gently. "Exactly. These chickens must work for their survival. They don't have all the comfort and protection of those in cages. They face uncertainty. They take risks. But look closely, they are alive, they are free, and that is what brings them joy." Then, in a more serious tone, the master continued, "Steve Knife, we are all faced with a choice. We can live like chickens in a cage, safe, comfortable, fed, and confined. We'll survive. But we won't truly live, or we can choose to live like the chickens in the field. A life of freedom, a life where we face challenges, where we take risks, and in doing so, we discover our potential. We explore the unknown. We grow." "You asked me what people need to be happy," he said. "Now you have your answer. Happiness does not come from mere survival. It is not found in just meeting our basic needs. True happiness comes from having the courage to step beyond comfort, to break out of the cages we've built around ourselves, and to embrace life fully, with all its uncertainties and infinite possibilities." Let this story serve as a reminder. Happiness is not handed to us. It is something we create. It takes bravery. It takes intention. It takes the spirit to live life on your own terms. Live like the free-range chickens, not confined by fear, but driven by freedom. Only then will you taste the joy that goes beyond comfort, the joy of truly living. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep rising.